podcast. My name is Lynn and I'm coming to you from Cardiff in Wales in the UK. A very, very wet Cardiff in Wales in the UK today. It's been really horrible weather, really horrible yesterday, a horrible drive home from work yesterday, but there we are. It's raining, which means we have to stay inside, which means there's more time for knitting, so this is a good thing. Anyway, I started already, off on a tangent already. As I said, my name is Lynn and I am Calon Yarns. You can find me as Calon Yarns on all the social media groups, Ravelry, Instagram, all that kind of thing. I don't know if I've said this before on the podcast, but Calon means heart in Welsh, so yes, my heart is very much fibre filled. And on that note, this is a knitting, crochet, fibre, and hopefully soon to be spinning podcast, a fortnightly podcast, where we talk about finished objects, works in progress, any stash acquisitions or rediscoveries, and then some general chatter really. I am recording this on Saturday the 26th of October, I think it is, I hope it is, and I am off to see my daughter this weekend. Hooray! So it's quite an early podcast filming for me, so I do have my cup of tea to start the day and I haven't quite got my brain into gear, so I apologise, but I'm sure you'll understand. I need to get to see her. I haven't seen her for about 7 weeks. She's in her second year at university and it's too long now. I need a cwtch now. Yeah, that's a hug, a cuddle in Welsh. A definite cwtch is needed. So anyway, I will chat more about that at the end. But what have I been up to this last couple of weeks? If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for joining us. And if you are a returning viewer, hope you've had a lovely fortnight. How have you been? What have you been up to? Done some good stuff? Knitted some lovely stuff? I had hoped that I would have a finished object today. But last night it was a choice between button band or wine. Yeah, the wine won, I'm afraid, because you cannot do the two together. I have done that before. It doesn't end well, let me tell you. So sadly, my cardigan is button bandless, but I did have a nice glass of wine or two. Anyway, we'll leave that right there. And the colour of my cardigan is very similar to a lovely red wine. Anyway, so here is my NFO, nearly finished object. Are we allowed to do that? I think so. I think I can do what I like. There's no knitting police, so there we are. An NFO or a SCFO, a so close to finished object. Anyway, here we are. So this is the Carbeth cardigan. I'll show you the picture first and then you'll see what it's supposed to look like. It's not far off now, I don't think. This is the Carbeth cardigan by Davies. It's a nice chunky cardigan and I did this out of some yarn that I bought specifically for this project, but I knew I was going to over dye it, so I just bought a grey and then I over dyed it because it was the cheapest way of doing it, because it's two strands together. I have a little vlog about that. I think it's called saving money and over dyeing, something like that. So have a little look at the vlog if you are interested in creating new yarn from your stash yarn. But this is how it's looking so far and I am really pleased. I had hoped to be wearing it, as I say, but it's coming up nicely. So armpit bits to be grafted. I've done one side of the button band. It's just the bit with the buttonholes, this side, that I need to do. See, that's still on the cable. But I wasn't going to risk that with the wine inside the brain, no. And this collar is blooming lovely. This side is still open, but let me show you. Let me take it off the hanger. I've never done this sort of collar before. So you knit it really long and then you fold it over, and this edge here, can you see? You take a needle and along this edge, just before you start the ribbing, you just slide your needle through all the purl bumps here. And then the other stitches that obviously up here, because you've done a really long band and you fold it over, the other stitches are still on your needle, so you've got live stitches and you send the needle across the purl bumps of the row just before the ribbing, and then you do a 3 needle bind off. that was lovely, really nice. And so you've got this nice little stiff collar, which looks great, I think. Not I think, I think it looks great. Not, does it look great? I think it looks great. So yeah, that was a new technique. And I think on a couple of jumpers I've done recently, the sleeves have been double thickness, so you've got a different colour underneath. And I had a bit of a faff trying to attach those edges, but that's a great little method, so I shall be using that again, I think. So yeah, very pleased with that. It is a 6mm needle. It's supposed to be a 6.5 in the pattern, I think, but I just wasn't getting gauge with that. So it's a 6mm needle, hence it goes very, very quickly. I think it's taken me about 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been really busy in work, so I haven't had a great deal of time on it. It's made from Drops 100% alpaca. I'll put the little, I'll show you the picture of what the yarn was and what it became. So it's probably going to stretch, but that's okay, I think. I was just looking for a cosy winter cardigan, and we are just in time for this grim weather. So yeah, hopefully I'll finish that this week, and we'll be wearing it for the next podcast. Fingers crossed it will turn from a NFO to an actual FO. So that's the one thing I've been working on. What else have I been doing? Oh, my flea cardigan. This has taken a little bit of a back seat really, but only because I just wanted to get the Carbeth cardigan finished. You know what it is? You've got kind of projects shouting at you from project bags, but I thought I just wanted to get one finished. So I'm just going to show you what it's supposed to be. So this is a lady's cardigan. I'm a lady. And this is by Anne Mae. Can you see it? Not going to. So this is, yeah, a flea cardigan by Anne Mae, and this is the pattern, the picture. It's really lovely, and I'm doing it in Solia yarn, which is the Hillersvaag yarn, and obviously because it's steeked you need to have something quite rustic. So yeah, that's what I'm doing out of this one, the Solia, and it's really, really lovely to knit up. It does feel rusticy, but it really softens as you're knitting it. So on we go. This is the yoke, which is lovely, and then all the way up to the flea bit at the bottom. So yeah, I've got quite a bit to do because it is 4-ply, but it does fly along once you've got it out of the project bag. So that will be my main focus once the button band is done on the other one, and I shall head along with that one. What else? That's on a 3.25, I think, so not so quick knit. But the flea bit of the cardigan is where you keep the 2 strands together all the time, so the cardigan is actually double thickness. So that also will be good for, well, maybe not the wet weather, but hopefully when the cold weather sets in. And then the only other thing really I've got on the needles that I'm admitting to is my socks. Sock mojo is coming back now the cold weather is arriving. Oh yes, starting to feel it again. So yeah, these are my bamboo socks, which I've discussed ad nauseum in the other podcasts. And this is the texture and the colour, just vanilla socks. So this is all happening in the ball, obviously, and they are ticking along quite nicely. So they're going to be really light, I think. That little flash of bamboo and polyamide means that they're not really, really woolly socks. And sometimes when I'm in work, I want to wear my socks, obviously, because the campus is quite large, so I'm often walking to different classes. I teach in university, but once I'm in my office it can be quite warm, so you know, it's quite nice to have a different option with the whole woolly socks, the hand knitted socks thing. So yeah, so that's sort of all the whips really, all the works in progress. I did make some stash acquisitions this week. I know I'm supposed to be on a yarn diet, and I know that I'm supposed to be working through my stash, but it was the Knitty Retreat Marketplace. So this is a retreat run by Pins and Needles UK and Owl About Yarn. I have a little blog for that too, a vlog, so have a little look. It's only about 10 minutes long, but it shows you the venue and the event, so have a little look at that. And there were some lovely, lovely vendors there. I'm going to take another slurp, excuse me. So I did partake. One of the things I bought was a breast cancer charity yarn by Lorna Jane Makes. So this is her and her logo. You see, yeah, Lorna Jane Makes. So she's a hand dyer. I'll put her details below, but she has done this lovely pinky skein, which is for the breast cancer charity Treasure Chest. Now they're based in North Wales, in Denbighshire, I believe. Let me show you their little thing. So it's a great, and that's their details there. So if you are in the North Wales area, they do lots of different charity events, and she has dyed that yarn for them. So I picked up a skein of that, which is always good to do. And there's quite a lot of companies. I think last year Marie Curie did a project with West Yorkshire Spinners, and they had a breast cancer charity or a cancer charity skein of yarn. And you can often find those at different events and fibre events and Etsy events and things, and they're always great to kind of support. So yes, if you're in that area or you want to look up Lorna Makes, then do. I think she's got a few skeins left, and a contribution of that obviously goes to the charity. So that was a lovely thing, and she was a lovely lady and told us her story, which unfortunately is all too common, sadly. So if you do have a few pennies, it's a great way to keep your hobby going and support a great charity. So that's the one thing I bought. And then the other thing I bought is Miranda Mae. Her details are below. I'll put those below. She is a local to me hand dyer, so she's based in Cardiff, and she was doing these fabulous advent calendars. I've never had a yarn advent calendar before, so this is very exciting. And look, the little numbers are on the front. So she does some lovely, lovely, lots of speckles, lots of solids, lots of variegated. Those were the kind of yarns on her stall. Take a look at the vlog, you'll see her stuff there. So I thought, oh yes, I'm going to treat myself to an advent calendar. Much more healthy than the chocolate or the gin ones of past. So that'll be really nice. I'm really itching to have a look inside these little parcels of goodness. Lovely. So yeah, we will see what's going on there. So I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. And then the other maker, on the vlog, is a maker called Colourful Creativity. She's a yarn dyer based in the Netherlands. On the vlog, on her little bit on the screen, I put her wrong website. Her correct website is in the show notes. So if you want to have a look at her stuff, and if you want to get in touch with her, click on the link rather than write down the website on the banner on the screen, if that makes sense. She had some lovely stuff too. It was lovely to chat with her. And then finally, the other maker that I got time to chat with was Fee from Flourish Fibres. Oh, that's a mouthful. Fee from Flourish Fibres. That's a good tongue twister. I should do that with my students. Oh my goodness. She is a hand dyer based in Cheltenham, and she dyes from natural things. So she's a natural hand dyer. So she goes out foraging for all her stuff to dye her yarns with, and they are beautiful. So there was Fee and her friend Angie who were looking after the stall. They have some beautiful advent calendars, so have a little look at them if you are interested in natural dyes. I think she's the first one that I've come across at a local yarn festival so far, or certainly for a while, and the colours are soft and sophisticated. And Fee and Angie were really lovely. If you're watching, hi ladies, it was really lovely to meet you. And they have got an event coming up in Cirencester, I think at the end of November. they're not creating the event, they are attending event. I think it's an Etsy Makes event, but I will let you know more about that if you're in that area near the time. So yeah, it was a lovely, lovely Sunday afternoon spent at the Knitty Retreat, and yeah, it was good. It's always good to meet makers. It's been a heck of a busy week, or busy time in uni, and it was just lovely to meet up with a couple of pals, go and wander around there. It was a really small marketplace, but oh my goodness, I felt so enriched afterwards. You know when you're with your people, and we had great chats and a great laugh and tea and cake and yarn. So is there anything else? I think that's it in life, isn't it? So yeah, that was a really lovely, lovely afternoon spent. So have a check of that vlog, and they also do one in Stratford upon Avon, I think, in the springtime, so maybe check that out too. Other bits and bobs knitting wise, that's sort of it. Sorry if I'm racing, but I'm very aware that I need to pack the car. The other thing that caught my eye this week was, look at this lovely pattern I thought I would share with you. This is, I think it's one of the latest from Jennifer Steingass of Knit Love. Camera, don't turn off when I'm talking about Jennifer Steingass, how rude. Yes, this is Midcoast, and this kind of popped up on my feed yesterday, on my Instagram feed, and I thought, oh no, I think I'm gonna have to buy this. It's a really lovely pattern, and it's a little bit cropped, and it's got that lovely yoke there. So can I make that from stash? Have I got anything in stash? I'm sure I have, especially with these little colour bits at the top. It's surprising how little stash goes a very, very long way when you're doing just bits and bobs of colour work. So I don't know why I thought I'd share that with you, but I bought it yesterday and was like, right, is that going to be next? But then I say that about a lot of projects, really. Is that going to be next? We will see, we will see. So yeah, knitting wise, I think that's about it from me. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're staying to chat about life and other bits and bobs, then we will do that now. But if you are here simply for the fibre, thank you very much for stopping by. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Sorry if I'm a bit rambly and a bit busy, but yeah, I will catch up with you soon. For everybody else, what's been happening this week? We have had assessments yesterday for my first year students. So I teach on an acting course, and yeah, it was their first lot of assessments, and it was great. It's a long day, but it's really lovely to see the work that they've done so far. And there was a moment when I was sat in the room thinking, right, so I'm just sat here, and they're coming up one by one and doing their speeches and crying. And then I say, good, thank you. And it's just weird. What a weird job that is. What a weird way to assess people. But no, we had a good time and a good laugh. So that was good. So I'll be marking those next week, so that'll be a bit busy, but that's fine. What else is happening? So obviously I'm off to see my daughter this weekend. So we're heading down to Winchester today in the very, very grim weather. Staying over a little Airbnb and heading back tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I say we, I am. So that'll be nice to see her and have a little cutch, and then straight back into work, really. That's the only thing when you kind of do stuff at the weekend seems to fly, and then you're straight back into the week. But that's okay. At least you get to do nice stuff at the weekend. So I'm not sure how much knitting I'll get done this weekend, because we'll be out and about, I'm sure. Anything else that's happened? No, I don't think so. I think that's about it. My husband's been on tour with the show, so he has been up in North Wales last week, but is back now. He's got a couple of weeks left on that, and that is, I think, about it. Not much to report in the life shenanigans. It's been really great to have a few messages about the vlogs and bits and bobs, so I'm glad you're enjoying those. Me and Carol, who you'll see in the last vlog, will be heading to our spinning workshop at Fibre Hut soon, so I will certainly keep you informed with that. But if you can check out any of the makers that I've mentioned in the vlog or on this video, that would be lovely. It's always great to support local dyers and hand dyers, things like that. So that's it. I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope the weather is more pleasant with you, or if you, like me, enjoy the rain and sitting in the rain, I hope you have a lovely cosy weekend, and I will catch up with you in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for dropping by. See you soon. Hwyl fawr. Bye.